There was a time when I thought headphones were made out of a solid chunk of magical sound-producing plastic, but apparently you can take them all apart and there's like transducers and amplifiers and magnets and stuff inside. Weird. Or that's what Mayflower Electronics does anyway, and then they come up with this! A modded Fostex T50RP, or as I like to call it, the Frankenphone. And we're actually giving this and the Objective2 Amplifier here away, so stay tuned to see how to enter. To the intro! Fostex is a well-known name in the high-end audio world. They make all sorts of audio equipment, including headphones. The T50RPs are one of those, and they also happen to be one of the most popular headsets for modding. There's tons of mods you can find on the internet with do-it-yourself instructions and options and whatnot, but Mayflower Electronics has been getting some acclaim recently for their pre-made mods and DIY kits. They offer 3 custom mods for the T50RP. What we have here is version 1. We also have the standard Objective2 Amplifier, which is a great accessory for getting the most out of your high-end headphones. Mayflower makes a number of inexpensive amps and DACs, which are great alternatives to the more pricey options on the market. But first, let's look at the headphones. So as I said, this is version 1 of Mayflower's Fostex T50RP mods. They take some clay, some felt, some audio dampening foam, and cotton, and they put it all in there. To be honest, I don't really know what they do specifically. If you want, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube showing how to mod these things, and Mayflower even sells DIY kits so that you can mod them yourself if you want, but you can also skip the work and purchase a pre-modded set. If you're really curious as to what the specifics are, you can look at those videos. The version 1's ear pads have been replaced with a soft pleather that's very comfortable, although they're not gigantic ear pillows by any means. The headband is a very sturdy rubber over a metal frame with solid metal rails connecting it to the actual cans. This headset is, as you can tell, designed to be sort of utilitarian. It's definitely a studio headset, which is also evidenced by the fact that the cord terminates in a 1/4-inch plug rather than a 3.5 millimeter. You can also replace the cord with another one if you want. It plugs in up here and actually locks in with a 1/4 turn to prevent yanking it out by accident. But most importantly, how do they sound? Now the RP in the name actually stands for regulated phase, which is a transducer technology that's proprietary to Fostex. The T50s use an orthodynamic transducer. That means that there's magnets in there and a coil, which produces a very analytical sound. These headphones are really tight, and I know that's a pretty generic adjective to use with sound equipment, but it definitely applies here. They're supposed to be semi-open, but it leans more towards a closed design, helping the analyticalness of the sound along. There's very little bleed out, and the isolation is pretty decent. I often had no idea the other guys in the office were yelling my name when I was wearing them. The trebles pop, the mids are crisp, and the bass is solid but not overwhelming. It's definitely more of a bass and treble heavy headset, but if you are looking for a bassy headset, there are definitely other options out there for you, but if you're looking to get an accurate representation of whatever track you're listening to, this would be a solid choice. Now the modifications that Mayflower does to the headset apparently vastly improve them over the original. I haven't used unmodded T50RPs, but my dad used to have T20RPs, and those had a slightly smaller frequency response range, but other than that, I can assume that they kind of had that same analytical sound. Speaking of frequency response range, the specs for this headset, there's a frequency response of 15 Hz to 35 kHz, a max input of 3,000 milliwatts, and an impedance of 50 ohms. If you wanted to know the specs, there's the specs. Now what we have over here is the Mayflower Objective2 headphone amplifier. Headphone amps are a great way to ensure you're getting the most out of your sound. Basically, they up the volume and in many cases can improve the actual quality of the sound as well. Mayflower has kind of made it their thing to create high-performance, low-cost amplifiers that often perform well compared to amps twice their size and cost. Now, they're not super crazy high-end amps, but they do really well for their size and price range. The standard Objective2 has a simple, clean brushed aluminum case with a power jack, power button, 3.5 millimeter output jack, so you will need a 1/4-inch to 3.5 millimeter adapter if you want to use the T50RPs with them, or you could use a custom 3.5 to 3.5 cord, a volume knob, a gain button, which basically just pumps up the signal a little more depending on the impedance of your headphones, and the 3.5 millimeter input jack over here. It comes with a 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter cord, which I find is easier than using a USB amp with software or whatever. You just plug this into your headphone port on your PC, and it works, no installation of anything required. Like I said, it's a great little amp that gets the job done. Both of these wondrous thingamajigs can be found on ncix.com, and they are linked below in the description, but wait! We're also giving them away. Subscribe to NCIX.com and leave a comment on this video to enter for your chance to win. Comment about whatever you want, but bonus points if you tell me what these headphones would be named if they were people. I don't know, comment about whatever you want. Alright, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you feel like it, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this from NCIX.